Hello there everyone, welcome back to Torchlight. We finally reached floor 33 and so we're moving our way towards the end of the game. Hopefully. I'm fairly certain floor 33 is probably going to take up a couple of episodes worth of time. Because they kind of do, don't they? These are big levels. Pay attention now. Bloody hell, I thought I killed you. See, those bloody magic users, they just really annoy me. Seem so overpowered. Friggin' die! This is getting even more annoying than I was originally. I like that. I like the whole fame thing. I think it was a nice addition. I wonder if they're going to make a Torchlight 3, because I never really heard much about this company after they did Torchlight 1 and 2. But they did that, and then, well, nothing. I mean, okay, admittedly I wasn't really paying too much attention. I should look and see what they've done since. Sorry if I'm getting very quiet. I feel like I've completely and totally run out of things to say, both about this game and in life in general. Commentary doesn't come as easy to me as it does to some people on YouTube.
overburdened.
Not for much longer. I can sell post some stuff to that guy right there. Just want to clear this area out first. Bloody hell, leave me alone. Sell all this. I was actually able to equip something. It's gonna be like the first time I've done that in ages. Funnily enough, I now need to go back to town because I completed both quests. I think those might be the last ones? I'm not 100% sure. Ooh. Yes, and... yes! Yay! I've actually completed the side quests. Now there's nothing to stop me from just barreling my way down to the end of the game. Actually, that could be a fun idea. No, that would be really stupid. It would probably be really stupid. More giant spiders. Lots of stuff. I like stuff. Stuff is good. And then I can just talk to this guy again and sell it again, so it saves me more trips. Or at least saves me sending the dog back up there. What do you think? Up or left? Or right even? I'll tell you a game I've gotten really seriously obsessed with lately, and that's Factorio. It's a game that came out about a month ago or so on Steam, and well, as I say, I've very much fallen in love with it. I don't know what it is about it, but there's something oddly satisfying about working out a problem. I was talking with a friend trying to describe it to him, and he initially, sort of, as I was describing it to him, saying you've got to work out all these things. You know, you've got to work out how everything sort of connects to each other. You've got to create all these as efficient as possible production chains. And he said, so it's a bit like a puzzle game. And actually, yeah, it kind of is a bit like a puzzle game, if you actually stop and think about it. In fact, a lot of games like that are kind of like puzzle games. Any game where you have to build something in an efficient manner, yeah, it kind of is a puzzle game. If you don't know about Factorio, the basic idea behind it is that in sort of typical video game fashion, you crash land on an alien planet, and so you have to sort of, I guess you could say, scavenge your way to survival. Yeah, it's fairly typical. You'll see a lot of games like that, like Subnautica, which is another game I really like, does something very similar. Crash landing on an alien planet, you've got to struggle for survival. It's all good fun. Whoop. Ah, shit, I died. I think I'll do that, because I should be close enough. Yeah, nothing's respawned. That was irritating. I couldn't press the button fast enough. I've kind of given up on that. I have actually completed this game without dying, believe it or not, because I have the achievement for it. But yeah, usually I don't suffer the bad luck I suffered in the last recording session. That was... oh, that haunts my nightmares. That really, really does. Anyway, Factorio. So you crash land on an alien planet, and so my inventory. A couple of things I can sell, I suppose. And the idea is you have to build your way back out again. But it's an incredibly long-winded process. I mean, I've only sort of got about halfway through the possible production chain that you can have, because I've done the red and, is it blue is the second level? I can't remember. Yeah, the red and, or is it green? No, green. I've done the red and green research, but I haven't done or managed to do the blue yet. And if you've played the game, you know how complicated those sort of things get eventually. And it's a great game, but I get the feeling it's going to be one of those really frustrating games that's going to take a long time for me to really sort of settle into. Because it's the kind of game where you think, oh my god, I've got so much to do, I'm never going to be able to pull this off. But when you actually sort of sit down and actually look at it, you can pull it off. You just have to get very, very lucky and hope that everything you need is close to each other. Hopefully. But I would highly recommend it. I mean, the game is still in early access, and I'll be honest, I'm always a little unsure about early access games, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, most early access games are fine, but there have been a few, shall we say, non-starters. You know, early access games that have come out There's been little or no significant development, and then that's it. And then apparently they're out of early access because they are completed. No, they're not. I know a lot of people have been abusing the whole early access thing, and it's a strange thing, the world of early access. Because you are basically buying something that is not actually finished yet. It's like, it would be like buying a tree, and then about once every fortnight, 3 weeks or so, a carpenter will show up, and he'll do something. Or first like you get the person who fells the tree shows up and he chops it down, and then a carpenter will show up and just very slowly start to work on it, and eventually, if you are very lucky, you end up with a table or a chair or whatever the hell it is you were hoping for. And every once in a while, the people will just stop showing up and say, well, you've got a block of wood, it'll do. You can sit on it. Which, not strictly speaking, the same thing. I mean, I haven't been burned by too many early access games. I think the only one I ever really got annoyed that no one really bothered to finish was Space DF9. Which was really weird, because the company behind that was like a perfectly normal, well, I say respectable, but at least reasonably well-known video game company called Double Fine. And I think the problem with that was they kind of bit off an idea that was more than they wanted to work on. Because I'm pretty sure, didn't Space DF9 start already? Didn't Space DF9 start off as like one of these sort of small working week type projects? I can't remember exactly, but I'm fairly certain it was something like that. Like, what they call it, Game Jam or something like that, I think they're called. And I'm pretty sure it started off as something like that. And what happened was it ended up being one of the more popular ones. Everybody really wanted it, but Double Fine didn't want to work on it. They wanted to do other things. So they ended up with this game that they kind of felt they had to do when they really didn't want to. Which was why, as soon as they felt that they could, they just punted it out of early access and says, you know what, here's all the source code, you work on it. Which is really bad. I mean, at least they did release the source code, I suppose. So it's like, so the fans could work on it. Because Space DF9 had the potential, I want to stress that, the potential to be really good. I mean, I often talk with this with some of my friends, but I think one of the things that a lot of these sim-type games are missing is a sense of humor. If you look back at the really sort of early sim games or theme games or whatever you want to call them, Theme Hospital or Theme Park or Theme Park World, they often had like an underlying sense of humor to them. Bullfrog were a fantastic games developer, and it's kind of a shame they're no longer around. I think they sort of mutated into something else. I can't remember who that was off the top of my head. But Bullfrog were a fantastic game developer. And it's a real shame that they ended up falling by the wayside to just, I guess, modernization. Because, like I said, it was often the sense of humor that was the draw in those video games. But anyway, I just noticed I'm completely out of time for this episode. Anyway, look, 20 minutes to get through one level. Isn't it all great? Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next part. Bye!